Hey everybody, Rachel here from Rachthestamper.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really simple card using the Forever Forest stamp set. Now, this is the version that Christian created. He decided to make his into a Christmas version, and he brought out Real Red, which really truly made this pop, because the version that I'm going to create for you is a little bit different. And then when we're finished, you let me know what you think is your favorite. So he actually ended up adding this extra tree, and then he went the extra mile and did something on the inside as well. So I think he did such a nice job with that. So this is a super simple card to create. So we're going to begin by using the 5 trees in a line. Okay, so we're going to use that. We're going to also use the little mound of snow. And we're going to use the little dots. So these could be snow, just like a little decorative dot. His is like a blizzard. Ours won't be quite as much. So there's that. And then another one, so you could do this 2 ways if you already have this. Brightest glow would be great. So many sentiments in this. This is great for your holiday needs because this doesn't have any sentiments. But if maybe you were going a different direction, so you have all your Christmas cards done, or you were just looking for a different card, or maybe you're finding this video after the holidays, this is a new perennial postage stamp set. This will be available starting January 4th of 2024. And what I did for you was Here For You Always. So that's the stamp I'm going to mount for this one. And I ended up doing it in black. So the original design, I'm going to show you just what it looks like. It was done in black. He changed his to be Merry Christmas and really made it pop with the red. So I'm kind of torn because I think he ended up doing a much better job than I did on his card design, because he did think of it himself, which is pretty impressive for a 10-year-old boy who may or may not really be into stamping. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by using our Garden Green Stampin' Right marker. Now these are easier only because you have control over where you're putting the color. So that's why I do this with the markers. If you have the ink pad, you could stamp this with the ink pad and maybe just wipe the tip off and then go back in with the pecan. But I find this way easier. The other thing is, when you're coloring a stamp like this, it is tending to be easier if there's a part that you're avoiding if you put it to the opposite side. So brush tip here, and what I'm going to do is just color in the stamp. He did think it was pretty impressive when I told him that he had to do a Darth Vader on his stamp. And he was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "You have to huff on it like he does." So he thought that was funny. Had to bring in a little bit of Star Wars there for him. So you could really do this with any color. But I think using pecan pie and the garden green was a really nice touch. I think mossy would also look really nice. Shaded spruce probably would look beautiful as well, but sometimes I feel like shaded spruce is just a little too bright. Old olive, in my opinion, I don't really think I would like it quite as much because it's not as great of a color. I think I would go with spruce over olive. So then we're going to take our pecan pie marker, and you're just going to fill in the trunk. Should have more of my glasses up here. We're having such a dark weather day here in Maryland. We're getting a lot of rain today, and it's very dark in this craft room. Okay, so then what you're going to do is, so if you're not familiar with this, oops, I think I just smudged that. Let me just fill this back in. If you're not familiar with this, it's called a huffing technique. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to exhale onto this to reactivate the ink, and then you're going to stamp it. So I'm going to just line this up where I want it. Stamp. And actually I'm going to move this whole thing because there's a line on this. I don't have my pad of paper, and sometimes it'll cause me to have a ridge in my stamp. So there you have it. Really simple. Okay, so then what you're going to do, we're going to start first with our snow mound. We're going to take crumb cake, and I do need a little scrap for this. So we're going to grab our crumb cake ink. We're going to stamp our stamp, and we're going to just stamp off. We're kind of just trying to fill in. Doesn't need to be dark, doesn't need to be perfect. And That's why he wanted to add the extra one over here, because he was like, well, this feels like it needed something. So, which was fine. He can do what he wants when he's making a card. Then I'm going to ink up the little dots. But same thing again. I'm going to just stamp them off before I stamp them. I'm not really going for a whole snowstorm like he has going here. Okay, and for me, that's enough. And then finally, I'm going to bring in my memento and Here For You Always. And I kind of was torn because I was like, do you leave it? Do you put it? I mean, what do you really want to do with that? But when you ink your stamp and you kind of hold it over, this is how I decided where to put it. So I was like, well, it could interfere with the trees because it is black, so it will cover whatever I'm stamping. And what I was trying to bring back, oh, I was a little crooked, but that's okay. What I was trying to bring back was basically the stamp that I created, or the card, I should say, that I created using the, oh, what were they? Oh, I can't think of the name of the flower now. Give me a second. The poppies. Because the poppies were a really pretty card, and I created a sympathy card with a really thin flower, and it was just the card. It was very basic. It was white on white, and that was the inspiration for this card. Oh, I thought that was a smudge. It was just a teeny little piece of black fuzz. So that's it. All we're going to do is we're going to layer our white panel. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to layer that onto our thick basic white base, which is it's 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And that is it. Really, really simple card. You could definitely make a ton of these. You could certainly change up the sentiments for any of them. So, which do you prefer? I have to say his pop of red with the tan and the green really, really made it stick out to me. Great if you need a nice sympathy card, but bringing in that red really, really made it beautiful. So I'd love to hear which one is your favorite. If you'd like to, you can leave me a comment here on YouTube. I do check all of them. If you haven't been here before, thank you for stopping by. And if you'd like to, I'd love for you to subscribe and turn on the notifications while you're here, so when I make a new video, you will get notified. If you have any questions about this, you can also leave me a comment about that in the comment section. If you'd like to get any of the supplies to create this card or any other cards, you can shop in my online store. There is a link below in the description. It'll take you right to my online store. As I said, this won't be available unless you decide that you'd like to join my team as a demonstrator. You can pre-order this right now. We just did our pre-order. Mine's coming, I think, next week. So you can add this to your pre-order. However, if you are a happy shopper customer, you can purchase this on January the 4th. This Brightest Glow is going to be discontinued, so this one is only available while supplies last. And then the Forever Forest, which does have a coordinating bundle, I'll show you that. So this has a stamp set and a bundle. It's got a lot of really, really nice dies. I haven't actually used this yet, but I'm glad that it's going to be staying with us, which is very exciting. It has lots of rocks, clouds, you have a moon, you have stars, a whole mountain range. So I'm excited to be able to continue to use that. So this will not be a bundle any longer. However, both items are carrying over into 2024, which I am super excited about. So thank you so very much for stopping by to see me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.